Hey guys, this is the Wiggleman and we're back painting some 3D printed models. This is going to be a two-part video because I want to take my time with this project. I'm really excited about what could come of it and how good I can make it look. But I am going to be painting a 178mm scale Sister of Battle. And the pose on the model is absolutely amazing. But in this video, we're going to go over how I painted the face. Starting off, we are laying down some magenta over a grey base coat. We're going to use this magenta as kind of the shaded part of the skin. Just going very lightly. I think the airbrush was about 20 psi as I was spraying it through, and this I was using Vallejo Game Colour Warlord Purple mixed with a little bit of, I want to say a little bit of red paint in there just to make it more magenta-y. We then put on two different layers of brighter and brighter skin tone to apply the first highlight. Once the model's dried out, I then take some Vallejo Model Colour Black and I start to block out all of the details that I don't want to be skin coloured. Starting off with the eyes, I also block out the eyebrows and the kind of bit of detail around her neck, which is going to be black because I am painting her as the Order of Armour Lady. Might seem a bit weird that I'm painting the eyes black, but trust me, it's a bit of pre-work to help us out later. So you might be wondering, Wiggle, why are you so excited to paint this model? Well, first off, if you've been paying attention to the channel, I've been a long time without a 3D printer. It's finally up and running again, and I'm so happy. Secondly, just before it broke, I came across this model, and you just get that surge of inspiration. One of my big challenges that I'm always scared of doing is painting black armour, and I think this model was kind of the perfect model to go for to practice that. Now, in keeping with the Order of our Martyred Lady, she is going to have white hair. So, to begin with the hair, we are going to base coat it with Vallejo Game Colour Cold Grey. That is effectively going to act as our almost a mid-tone on the model. I'd just like to say, when this model's complete, I am also going to put it up for auction, and the auction is going to start at £1. Bit of an experiment. Just see if it sells or not. It helped fund the channel. That'd be fantastic. Now, whilst I wait for the cold grey to dry off on her hair, I decide to give her a bit of lipstick, bit of lippy on. Just taking Vallejo Game Colour Gory Red, painting over the lips. I always find it's easy to paint lips when you're essentially painting outwards from the crease of the mouth. I just find it a lot easier to conform to the shape of lips on this scale of model. So, on to painting the hair. So, what I've done is I've taken this Vallejo Game Colour Cold Grey and I've mixed it with a very muted blue. Take your pick. And at the moment, I'm currently just painting it into all of the creases around the hair, including in the parting at the top there. This is going to act, and this is basically going to give us a little bit of colour into the hair. Even though it's white, we still want a little hint of colour in there. I then add just a little bit of black into that exact same mix that we just used for the last step, and then I paint that more into the parting. So this is going to give us the effect of volume in the hair, which is something I personally really want to work on improving myself. Again, I think the final result of the hair was actually a lot better than I thought it was. This is simply a case of trust the process. Hope it works. Now, with effectively what we've done there is we've put the shading into the hair, we've put it into the recesses, we've been very scratchy with our brush strokes that you'll notice. That again helps us get across the fact that, you know, hair is messy, there are follicles in hair, you're never going to have an even amount of shading. So now we're going to highlight the hair. Once again, we're taking our cold grey that we used for the mid-tone and we are just going to add a little bit of white each time we do a new highlight onto the hair. So this is the first step with a little bit of white. I'll speed it up here. We'll add a bit more white. We'll highlight some more, but we'll close down the highlights. We'll add a little bit more white. We'll close down the highlights, and that helps give a really nice, almost, I'm not going to say realistic, but a really effective looking white hair, perfect for what we want for the Order of our Martyred Lady. We don't want blonde, we want white. So With the hair completed, really happy how it's come out. We're now going to use the Vallejo Game Colour Dead White and start blocking in the eyes. Now this is why we put the black into the eyes earlier. We're using that black layer that we'd initially put in to effectively give us some shading in the eyes already. And we want to paint right in the middle of where the black is to give a lot more depth into the eye. Now this next step you can completely ignore because I feel like I nearly ruined the face doing this, but I'm keeping it in the video anyway to show you how I kind of recovered from it. I tried to block in some an even brighter shade of a flesh tone to give more contrast to the face. I tried to glaze over it and completely failed at that. So I very quickly corrected that by just putting a little spurt of that same colour through the airbrush. Very low P. I think I was using 10 psi just to avoid getting it too much on the rest of the face. As you can see here, the highlights are just going very awry. And there we go, there's me airbrushing the mistake out. I also caught a little bit on top of the eyebrow, which actually helped give a bit of shading onto the eyebrow. So hey, happy accidents. So moving on to painting the actual eyeballs of the eyes now. This stage here, it is simply just taking a little bit of black. I've actually come to really like Vallejo model color black versus Vallejo game color black. I find the model color black dries a lot matter, while the game colour has a very satin finish to it. So yeah, bit of a convert there. Definitely advise it if you're looking for a decent black to use with. But yeah, we're just putting down the black in the middle of the eyes to make sure that, to begin with, they're looking in the right direction. While we wait for that black in the middle of the eyes in the middle of the pupils to dry off, I give a bit of a highlight to the lipstick just on the bottom lip. Doing some further procrastination here while I wait for the eyes to be fully dry, I decide to highlight just the edge of the nose, around the nostril, kind of the peak of the cheeks, and a little bit around the chin as well. The angle that the model is going to be posed at, I want effectively the light to be effectively hitting her top right forehead. So where we've got that kind of dot of a highlight on the top of the forehead, that's the direction I'm imagining the light coming from. And then we go into painting the colour into the eyes. You can pick any colour you want. I went with kind of a sickly green. I do feel like I probably could have gone for a brighter green. Unfortunately, I went a little bit over the edge on the bottom of the pupil, so that was a bit unfortunate. However, I was still quite happy with how the eyes came out. And if you're enjoying the video, don't forget, like, subscribe, and you'll get to see part 2 as well, where I paint the armour, the bolter and the base, basically the rest of the whole bloody model. And to finish off the eyes finally, just a teeny tiny boop little dot right in the centre for the pupil of the eye. And then to finish off the face, I took some more pure white and just began to highlight the hair just a little bit more, just to punch it up a little bit more. Did I need to do this step? Not necessarily. Did I think it looked good? Actually, yeah, I do believe that it added to the model. Off camera, I also cheated on this face. I added a fleur-de-lis on her cheek, and, well, you'll see the kind of work in progress turntable shot right now. So yeah, thank you for joining me today. Bit of a more kind of a low-key chilled video. I am shooting this at 11 PM at night in the UK. Me being an old man, it's way past my bedtime now. But I just wanted to get something out for you guys to say that I'm still here, I'm still painting, and I'm glad I'm back to model making as well. Have a lovely evening. See you soon. Bye-bye for now.